we want to give you that. Welcome back. You were here a few.
Will go in a way of contributing the closing gap of our the expenditures to be made on the second division. And in terms of the app itself, remember we have the e-ticketing. The sponsorship is based on the e-ticketing, which we still struggling for people to gradually get use of it, but they gradually we expect that it will be coming up. You know, people will be used to it, and they've been using this already in our hands, and we hope we'll have much followers to come forward and use the APS e-ticketing app to buy the tickets for the games on the grounds in a bit to avoid to improve customer service timing, you know, to reduce waiting time. That is direct benefit on the ground, and in terms of this time, we can also reduce the cost of running the ticketing process during league games, because remember, if this was direct cash, you would need much security, much sales point, which all these things were actually a real cost and heavy cost on the GFF. So that will be also be limited and be even eradicated. And
talking about the e-ticketing, what are the benefits that teams are getting from that?
On the e-ticketing, the future benefit will be, like example, if we start having much sales on selling this ticket, the clubs will also have their shares from those gate tickets. So this, yes, the partnership is between us and the APS, but indirectly including clubs, because when you talk about the GFF, you're also referring to clubs. So the role of clubs here is to increase the mobilization of their fan base and their supporters to come down to the ground, so that in the long term or in the long run, they're able to benefit in terms of taking shares. So this is what the e-ticketing can do. Also, it can also help even on your bed before waking up to come to the game. You can, log on the app and look at the match that you want to watch and buy that.
All are featured at the APS house?
Yes, Then you choose the match that you want to watch. You buy your ticket online, and then all that you do, you come down to that game. You scan or what we call validate your ticket, and then you enter, watch the game, and then go home. There will be no hassle, no rush, no stress.
So let's say I am not living in Gambia, I have an APS app, maybe I'm in America or UK, I want to purchase a ticket for Mohammed. Let's say Mohammed is going to Basel to watch a particular game. Can I purchase a ticket for Mohammed and then send him the code so he can scan it when he gets to the gates?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Of course, yes. This is what the APS is providing for our league, and like I said, you don't have to have the stress, like even managing, asking your family member to go and watch your games, or your kids to say, wait for me, daddy, until I arrive, then I buy the ticket. No. Like you rightly said, you can buy the ticket wherever you are located and send the QR code to that individual, which he can use and enter the games. Yeah.
This is very simple. Origai, chono jehna.
Yeah, chono jehna.
We will delve into issues more with the local language, because most of the people that are out there, we want to understand how the e-ticketing works, especially people that don't understand English. Maybe they want to watch local games, but they don't know how to go about it. And I think right now, almost everybody in Gambia has a mobile phone, and they have all the apps in their phone. So I think it will be interesting not to be working with cash all the time. Just get your APS wallet and then and buy a ticket. And the tickets are not expensive, by the way.
No, they are not expensive. In fact, because you're using APS, it has a relative benefit both to the GFF and the user. Like example, if we are supposed to print these tickets manually, it would have cost the GFF a lot of money, and even the issue of storage, even of making references. These are all absent. And because now we are not going to spend a lot on printing the tickets, that also directly benefit whoever buys the ticket using the APS ticketing. And in addition to other benefit, because actually the one that I was saying, that was like looking at when they pay off the money and give it to us and using the app. But in overall, it has other benefits that the GFF will continue enjoying. Because, like example, if you look at in terms of immediate ownership and access, this where GFF also benefit. How do the GFS benefit? Because remember, apart from the e-ticketing, they have their wallet, which the GFF also is using to make payments.
Right.
Direct to our match officials, people conducting and coordinating matches on the ground. They are paid directly using this app. So that promotes what more of immediate ownership of whoever having the app, and inclusive of the GFF. The access is very safe, and and these are things that we endeavor to, and so we have it.
I was coming to that.
Yes.
Match the expenses with commissioners.
Yes.
We have seen previous years match commissioners will handle cash and then make payments across the board and all of that. But now it's very accessible. A match commissioner can be in Numi and then cash through the APS wallet, and payments will be done through the APS platform. And how has that make your work easy or accessible rather with the commissioners and manage the expenses?
One, I think what the app has done was it has brought the GFF as an entity, and especially my department, the finance department, very close to the public. Because like you said, it also removed that bottleneck of moving our personnel, which was actually very expensive. Because if you look at initially, payments needs to be disbursed from the finance to departments and so they physically carry this money on the ground or through match commissioners. These have been all being eliminated with APS. Because when we are looking at cost, we are not only looking at how much we're spending, but the time it even takes to transit from one point to another. That time alone itself is a cost of its own. Right. Apart from being a cost of its own, there are also risks involved. Those risk costs are also very minimal. Because like for example today, if I was the one taking the money there's a game in Bakau Recognized, GFF, we don't have the means of all the mobility available.
Right.
I will probably have to join a commercial vehicle. And to be on that ground, mistakenly, if I drop the money in a commercial vehicle that I cannot remember, I cannot trace, or the person who picks the money doesn't return it to me, that's a very high cost of loss, which is part of the risk. As individual, we can easily accidentally forget the money, drop it somewhere, and we can never recall. These are all risks that the APS has definitely erased, coming to that aspect. But much over also, like you said, like my department also, it helps us in our cash flow management. Okay. How does it help us in our cash flow management? Meaning we have an upfront cash payment to do, and also upfront cash payment to receive. So at the end of the day, looking at our cash flow, we will actually know how much are we generating, how much are we going to dispose. And that will help us to proper schedule our payments and also know how to manage the cash flows of the entity. In this way, because you have your update instant and instantaneous, that is very regular. And because we are having the data instantly, we can also use that data to be able to predict what we're gonna
it helps you with records.
Yes, to predict, how should we plan?
Right.
Like for example, okay, if I want to depend on gate takings to run the to pay off the match expenses, and I realize that I'm having a very low turnover of ticket being sold on the platform, because I will only see what they are selling in and what we are going to pay out. I will not automatically make a decision to depend on the gate taking, but rather to go into our, GFF budgets or to GFF accounts, and so we always transfer money that will enable us to continue paying our match expense.
Right.
It also, I mean, like in terms of credit score, we know it will help us in improving our constraints and our time management, and our how we fluctuate, monitor the trends in terms of what we were having, and also remember the APS, because of the rates it has a very flexible rate.
Yeah.
These are also charges compared to if we were supposed to do this thing physically. Because now you are sitting at your comfort zone, you are making payment. I was supposed to pay transport. I was supposed to move a personnel from one department to leave whatever he was supposed to do to go and make payments on our behalf.
You mean it's conducive?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So basically, all those things are going to help us.
Right.
The rate of the ticketing, we all know, is very low, and based on that, it reflects on the tickets and also encourage people to come forward.
We'll come back to some of the points that the partnership has benefited the Gambia Football Federation. Uncle Pa, I know the second round has started, but let's talk about, there has been a release out there, the registration is open again, player registration. How is the competition department going about that?
Yeah, I think I will go in depth regarding the registration, because the league first round of the Division 1 is ongoing, while second division they have a match or two to complete their first round. We decided to open the registration since on the 2nd of this month to the 16th. We sent a release to all the clubs that they need to do the registration online with the FIFA Connect, and then the uploading of all the documentations through the FIFA Connect, which are the transfers, of which we concluded that if teams, for instance, if a player is moving from team A to team B, you have to trigger the domestic transfer system in FIFA Connect, so that you can do the agreement between the two teams and then submit it for approval. And we say that if that is not happening at our end, that player is not eligible. It's not, meaning he's not registered, and then it's not going to be approved as per the agreement. And then again, after sending the release on the 2nd, we still having that delay. Again, we immediately from here we're going to send another release to explain in depth about what we intend for the clubs to do.
Right.
The clubs need to go to the FIFA Connect, because you may have a player who played for you last season, 2024, 2025, and you decided not to register him in the first round, and you wanted to register him in the second round. He'll be in passive. So if you want to register him for this season, you have to go to the passive side of it, and then you reactivate it to active.
Already the player is in the system?
In the system.
Okay.
So you have to reactivate his registration to active, and then you submit it for renewal.
Yeah.
If that happens, then it will come to our approving decks, and then we'll do the approval. If you did not take him from passive, thinking that yes, he's my player, he played for me last season, you just submit your registration. We're not going to approve that person because he's not registered. So teams need to know that, because we send a release to explain in detail about what they should do. And this is the most important part of it, that if you have a player who is a newly registered player, you just go on and register as a new player, but you need to also give us the name of the player, his date of birth, and the previous club. Then the previous club will determine whether he needs a transfer or an ITC. Also, if there's a problem here of which we are having the Chile. Players will play international, and they will not tell their clubs that we've played international. And the moment we register them, if it comes to our approving next week, we'll just see that it has duplication resolution, of which we go into the details. And then
so the app is that exclusive?
Yes.
Every detail is being shown?
Yes, if you play internationally, if you are once registered, for like if Maria plays in Senegal, and you are registered with their system.
Yeah.
The moment let's say Medina United registered you here, then two of your details will appear.
So in short, the FIFA Connect is connected worldwide.
Yes, it is.
Okay, interesting.
So you need to. If that happens, we'll allow the clubs that it has come to our attention that your player has paid for played outside.
Yeah.
So meaning you have to go and look for his international transfer, ITC.
And make sure you bring the paperwork.
Make sure, yes.
Okay.
So if you get the ITC, you send it to us, and then he's qualified to play. But without ITC, he's not qualified to play. So in short, and also teams, we are urging teams to send in their list earlier, at least 2 days before their game. What teams will say, like I'm going to play tomorrow, today, and this morning send us your list, and you want us to do the approval immediately, and then do the printing of card immediately, and the player plays today.
Did you face challenges with regards to that in the first round?
Of course, yes. The first round was just a problem.
It was hectic.
It was hectic, but we've managed to cope with it, and then that's why in this second round we are coming with the stringent measures. You do this, your place approved. You don't do this, because we cannot. We don't want to be left behind. We are in the digital world. People are moving. We also need to move. Clubs need to understand that they need to do the registration ASAP so that we can do their printing. Currently, the teams that send in their list are all approved, and their cards are printed and sent to the clubs.
Wow.
But if you wait until on the 15th of this month, then all the clubs started to send in their registration. We may not have that time to print approve all the players at the same time, print their cards the same day. So it's a problem. But that's why we say at least send us if you want a player to play, send us your list 2 or 3 days before your game so that we can verify. If there's a problem, we'll tell you no, go and rectify. And then you rectify and send it to us for approval. If not, if you wait until the deadline and you have a problem with your player, he's not going to play. So this is the thing that the message that we're going to send again to all the clubs, that they need to do the needful. And then if they are doing the registration,
how long is the registration open?
From the 2nd to the 16th. But team will get, today is the 5th.
It's just around the corner.
Today, since the 2nd, today is the 6th.
Yes.
We have about, in the 1st division, we have about only 5 teams that are yet to send.
Only 5?
Yet to send.
Okay.
Some clubs, they send 3, some send 4. It's 7, they have to raise 7. But some have sent 4, they are left with 3. Okay. Possibly before the second round, the window closes, they can send in their 3. So, but what we are urging the clubs is don't wait until the last minute you send your entire 7, and you want us to approve your entire 7 the very day, and then print their card the very day, and then they play the very day. It's practically impossible.
How many players are teams allowed to register?
7.
7, only 7.
7.
But you can register less than that.
You can.
It depends on the team.
It depends on the team.
Okay.
Some don't even do a second round registration because they are okay with their team. Some do change it, say 7. Some do change only 1. Some it depends on it's on a need base. Yeah. If the coach wants to keep his team without changing,
and you feel you are very confident.
Yeah, that's it. But we are urging the teams to do the registration on time to allow us also to do the verification, so that at least all of us can be in that common level, so that we do the approval. They send us to do the approval, do the printing, and they get their card without any hassle. Like in the first round, people were having that challenge, but this second round we want to eliminate all those bottlenecks. That's why we are urging teams to send in. They send in, we print, we give it to you. Send in, we print, we give it to you. And teams are cooperating, especially the 1st division. Possibly for the 2nd division, because they are having 2 matches to go, they are also preparing. So what we are urging them to do is do your arrangements prior. Immediately, before your 2 games are done, then you can send in your registration.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Also, they can, whilst it is on, they can do the registration, but we will not approve that player
until their first round
ends,
right.
And then they can continue to play.
Right. I think this is very easy for the players to do. And after the 16th, there is not going to be any approval. And there's a specific time.
No extension. No extension.
Okay.
Because you see, also we need to be fair with the department, especially with the GFL. Teams will wait until the last minute. Yes. They will not do things, and they start to make noise. No, and then they seek for approval. For me, I think that should be a thing of the past.
Absolutely.
Because hence we're saying we're moving. 16 is 16. If it is close, no more extension.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the extension we have to seek with FIFA. Just imagine. We said, okay, we close on the 16th. After we call FIFA, I'm like, okay, please. They extend to another 2 days. Again, it's called FIFA again, extend. It doesn't, they will not see how serious.
Right.
Once the registration is closed on the 16th, it's closed. If you want your player to play, you have to ensure before the 16th you register everybody. But don't wait until the 16th, 15 midnight, 11:59, you want to rush and register 7 players. It's practically impossible.
It's yeah.
You don't have to close somewhere, and then they start to call, here and there for extension. For me, I think we should, that should be a thing of the past for extension. When it is closed, it's closed.
Overall, over the years, would you say this season has improved entirely when it comes to paperwork with clubs?
Yeah, since we started this FIFA Connect, we it eliminates the paperwork. Yes, we will do the transfer online, but we also request the hard copy for records. If you put it on the system, it's record, but we also like to have the list for the transfer uploaded, and then send us the list, because it is with that list that we compare with what you put online.
Right.
Because you may see clubs may register like password, name, date of birth. They may have a problem. They may upload the right birth certificate, but on the form they may put the wrong date of birth.
Okay.
So if we see such before the window closes, we put it to your attention, and then you go on to do the needful. So it eliminates, definitely it eliminates, and then it eliminates this paperwork system, and then makes our job hectic sometimes, but at least as time goes on, if the clubs are okay with it, it's done.
So what I want to understand is with the printing of cards, these documents, the card, it has to be presented to the match commissioner before the game starts. What happens if the player, if the information has been sent to the competition and the player gets approval, but it's not printed, the card has not been printed yet during the match date, then what happens with that?
It comes to what I was saying. Send in your cards earlier so that you can do the printing. If you send it very late, and then of course we will omit that player,
right?
Because what we do is we approve your player, send it to printing, and then we put it in the match form.
Okay, but he will not be eligible to play.
No, if you knew that you cannot print your card. You will not put it in the match form.
Match form. Okay.
And you will not play that particular game until you are put on the match form. That's why we are urging clubs to send in their list at least prior 2 days or 3 days prior to their match, so that at least we can do the verification. If there are errors, we alert them, they rectify the errors, and then we do the printing so that they can get their cards. As I said, teams that played yesterday, they sent in their cards 2 days before. All those lists that were sent up, cards were printed, and then given to them, and they are in the match form. Likewise today, there are teams that have already their cards have been printed. We told them to come and collect their cards, and then we still put them in the match form. No card, no play. If you don't submit because we are not putting you on the match list. You must have the match form. If you are not approved, you will not be on that list. And if you are in that match form, you will play.
Automatically. Yeah. We'll come to that in the local language, but because I feel there has been so much information given by Mr. Job and the stakeholders out there, especially club owners need to hear what he said, because there have been challenges over the years with regards to registration and the second round issues, but he'll come to that to enlighten us in the local language. Uncle Ace, with the challenges, not the challenges, rather, the use of the app. You were mentioning some important points when it comes to benefits of the APS app. Can we have maybe some of the few points before we get into the local language?
Okay, just to sum up, I'll say using the app, the APS, honestly, that is what we call efficiency. In terms of doing the same thing within a very short period with less cost and having, in fact, improved results or more results. These are all part of the benefit of the app. There is also what we call the real-time data. Real-time data, what does that imply? That means as the head of finance and my colleagues, we will always have on the spot whatever is being paid in and being paid out to make our monitoring easy and also help us in predicting the future or planning for the future. It also the apps also help us to have a registered audit trail. This audit trail can be is beneficiary both to the GFF, the clubs, and the implementing stakeholders of the matches. Like example, when we at GFF, at the finance department, makes payment, already you can print out the report after the completion of the payment, and you'll have indication of everybody's that have been paid, including his individual telephone numbers, and also a detailed explanation of what has been paid. So in a particular game, you could be able to know all the stakeholders that were on that ground to implement that game. Like example, the match commissioner, water for the referees, the ball boys, security, ambulance, all these 3 people. So also, in terms of the real time, it will be able to tell us in a trend which sector is having in terms of deficiency in terms of attendance. It will help us to sit like a family during the break to discuss with the competition department, the security, and the medical. Like example, if medical is not, if they are inconsistent, that indicator can be presented to head of medical to help him look. You have to improve on this area, or you have to look at how we address the remedy of here. If it is security, also the same, because as long as you are not on the ground, you cannot be paid. Our own GFF media. So this helps us in terms of real time for data and in terms of the audit trail. Clubs, how can the police also benefit in this? The more you have fan base to come to watch our games and your game, you have your percentage of return obviously will be high. But if you don't, it will not. Secondly, even if the club have a dispute, to disagree to say, okay, what you've paid me we are expecting more than what you paid us. There is a data to indicate in your match versus Mariama's game how many people paid, because everything is there. You paid is registered. The stakeholders, you are in a game, you are not paid. You tell us you are in this game, you are not paid. We'll go back and look at what happened. Like sometimes people can give, you can give off a number which is not registered in your name. Automatically, we cannot pay. So when you claim that you did not receive, we'll go back to the system to look at what's the problem. We will resolve it and recall that money and pay you back. So these are all things that the app is helping us in terms of e-ticketing and the wallet as far as GFF is concerned. And also the issue of retirement. Because if you pay cash, sometimes it's difficult to have the adequate retirement. And when you don't have the adequate retirement, what does that lead to? It leads in audit what we call insufficient documentation. Does not mean it will not spend properly, but probably the auditors will not be satisfied with what you have prepared as retirement. So the app also provides a whole evidence, because finance, whether you like it or not, is mainly on evidence-based. When auditors come, they don't want to hear your too much talk. What they want to see is actually what do you have for them to review. So the app also provides us with that.
Interesting. Is there any challenges faced so far?
Of course, anytime you're introducing something new, anything, it's just like listening to my colleague Babukar, the challenges that they are facing. Us also is the same. I'll tell you, the first 3 weeks, it was very challenging because we all know anytime you talk about change, the first thing you will have resistance to change. You know, but now we are grateful to report that challenges eventually, even if there, is very, very minimized. The challenges was okay. It was difficult initially for people to understand that, okay, we should be able to doing this because they have their own fear factor. Their fear factor was okay. Initially, we were paid cash directly. Now, this cash direct is no more available. What is available? Somebody is sitting somewhere paying me. Am I actually going to get my money? Yes or no? It was a fear factor. Yeah. The other thing is people were saying, no, I need an app. I don't have an app. I have app of this. I don't have an app of APS. In APS, you don't actually need an app. All that we need to have, you just have a Gambian telephone number or any telephone number where we can just send your payment as long as the telephone number belongs to you.
The code will be sent.
The code will be sent. Then you use the code and go to the agency and you are paid out. So these were some of the fear factors because we all, believe me or not, everybody enjoyed that, okay, I want to have my thing in my hand. But now, this still is in your hand, but it's in your app.
Yeah.
So these were some of the fear factor, but eventually, everybody start enjoying the app. Because I'll tell you now, you know, when we are paying cash, you'll wait until the match ends. But now, while the match is during the second half, immediately after the break, 20 minutes after the break, everybody is paid. And then the finance department, we will wait for a response. If we have response that X and Y is not paid, we'll go back and check. So if we check that, okay, the number you mentioned and the number the match commissioner wrote, there is a slight error, like you want to write transition error, you want to write 30, mistakenly in the match commissioner write 03. Yeah. Obviously, you know we don't get that money. But we will recall it and then so is addressed. Yes, those were some of the challenges we had. But to be honest, as we are going now, it is smoothly been running. Yes, challenges will only happen because Mariama doesn't want to go and cover margins and said he should be paid. And, you know, because Koma used to do that. He wanted to be paid without going for covering margins. Now he's there. You know, the beauty of the app is it helps, it motivates our stakeholders to be on the ground on time. And everybody now want to be there. Yeah. You understand? And also in terms of finance, if we don't pay for any game, we will have the immediate data that the following people are not paid. And actually, we have not come across that. So
the feedback does not come later?
Later, the feedback comes immediate now.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
That is very good. I mean, looking at you, I think you are very relaxed from the stress and the brouhaha and everything.
No, it's not. I'm not sure it's only the brouhaha and the stress. Yeah. But like you said, now you go to the finance department, everybody is able to concentrate.
Yes.
To do your work. The competition department, likewise, the same. Because the competition department used to suffer in the hands of the commissioners. Because commissioners will even call them when we are doing cash payment, when even the requests were not completely processed. But they have to, it was their right and their privilege to be on the heads of the competition department. And the competition department like, okay, sometimes, you know, by, let's say, if they don't get the money, meaning, okay, if you don't get the money by 1 o'clock, so automatically the person doing his work on the decks have to leave his decks to go and make follow-up. Right? So as of now, that is eradicated because these are all costs that was like additional cost because, okay, you are supposed to do a job from 8 to 4, but now you are doing another thing to make follow-up, and that is a heavy cost.
Yeah.
Right now, both you can see all departments are able to go and it really harmonized the relationship.
Working stress-free.
Yeah, within the department. I remember me and the director of competition, Pastor Bagwara Job, we used to be fighting.
Yeah.
No, you give us this, you don't give us this. We need it, we need that. No.
Right.
Now all that happened is, you know, we have, you know, like the commissioners have definitely improved and they have been very supportive. Now they understand that, okay, immediately I'm on the ground, the match start. Immediately match start, in the next 10 minutes after the match have started, I have to send a return. Quickly, we had an WhatsApp group. They sent in the report to say, okay, medic, Mariama Koma, XYZ is the number, you know, security, Babakar Job, XYZ. So all these numbers are out. So any department that is not on the ground, when we see, we will wait during the second half, you know, 10 minutes after the second half, we will ask, where is this particular unit? You did not provide this particular unit. Then it will be confirmed that no, that unit is not available. So meaning that game, we will not pay for that unit. Especially these two, there are these two commissioners, to be honest, regardless everybody is performing, but I think they are exceptionally doing well. Looking at, you know, the feedback we had, because immediately they are there, immediately match when they don't get reminded. One was Omar Jeng, they call him Bata, and the other one
you call
Bintu.
him APS. He has a local name called APS.
Now he's called APS. Okay,
Yes.
good. And Bintu Bojang. You know, I used to call him, I don't know, Amphos or Gav. You know, honestly, these two, these two, honestly, they are extremely doing well, and respect to all other commissioners. Yes.
Maybe you can just maybe do a little summary in a local language, because we don't have a lot of time left. Pasule will do the same as well. Let's just do a summary. We will come back to talk about maybe the ticket sales. We'll go to the match venues, you know, the media department to see how the process is going. Maybe talk to a few people and ask them how accessibility has been like with the APS app, getting the tickets and all of that. But just put up a little summary about the APS and how it has made your job easy.
In what one?
In Wolof and in Mandinka. Put faram-fàccee ko rek.
Ma fry ma jahas baas.
Waaw jahas baas ko waaw.
Ok. Asalaamaaleykum. Su mbokk yi ñoo seetaan yëpp di leen gërëm di leen sant di leen wax happy Ramadan te di leen jégalu tamit. Si gàttal mooy Mariama lu ma laajte woon su ma naataanoo lu ma laajte mooy ban njëriñ lañ am suñ diggante booloo buñ am ak APS. APS mooy ñëpp xam ne mooy approved service. So ñun as fédération GFF njëriñ ñu fa am mooy njëkka mooy lu dem si am xaalis bu ñoo am si APS lu dem si diiri $1 million bi suñ ko amee si APS daf ñoo jàppale laka la ñoo jàppale parce que ñun su suñ liggéey lu ñoo xayma ni loolu leen war a liggéey o dépensé si at bi ak lu ndee am da nga gis ni lu ndee xayma ni loolu leen war a am du ko dee mun a am lépp so APS suñ indee 1 million dafa mel ni lu desoon APS dañoo wàññi api lu dem 1 million si lu ñoo dépensé lan la su match expense parce que ñëpp xamoon ne ne GFF ñoo doon def lii lépp dépense bi yëpp waaw yeneen njëriñ yi si toppam mooy si app bi pour GFF nañu mun a dimbalee ñu mun a saaku su mbiri finance si lan mooy duga ak lan mooy génna lu dem si mbiri match si parce que am na lu ñoo wax e-ticketing boobu nga dee jël nga jënda ticket pour match da ngaa duga si biir e-ticketing bi nga seet lu ñoo wax GFF League soo demee foofu yow nga tànna ban match nga bëgg a seetaan si bés bi nga fay sa ticket soo fayee sa ticket da nga am code boobu soo ñëwee si suñu place ñoo play da nga taal sa téléphone wone code bi ñu scan ko nga dugga ba pare ñaareel bi mooy daf ñu dee mën a dimbalee xam ñun daf ñu mën a dimbale si suñu liggéey pour ñu mun a séntu ay dir fanaan si kanam lan lañ ñoo war a dépense ak lan lañ war a dépense ak naka lañ ko mun a fanxaye pour mun koo am parce que ok léegi su ma toogee ma gis ni ok si e-ticketing bi ñuy jënda ticket bari wuñ boobu dox na ma deta nii war naa ut yeneen jumtuwaay o naa ut yeneen pexe pour get xaalis pour ligue bi mun a continuer ba pare si gaaw loolu tamit daf ñu dee mun a woon si saasi ñan ñoo jóg daddee pour dem liggéeyi ñu war a fay kan moo dem ak kam moo demut so da ngaa loolu yëpp daf ñu dee mën a dimbale pour ñu mun a séntu suñu ëllëg parce que tey su fekkoon sécurité duñ dee ñëw waxtoom duñ leen dee fay da ngaa gis ni ñun su ñun ak suñu naataandoo yi mu nekk compétition ak sécurité mun nañoo toog waxtaan ni gis nañ ni de place nangam de daf lay am sécurité waaye place nangam waxtu bu nekka du dee am sécurité da ngaa gis ñoom dinañ jël xibaar boobu dem gëstu lu tax sécurité du fa dee am da ngaa gis tamit su fekkoon tamit c'est match comme ça daf lay ñëw late nañ ko mun a xam parce que su ñëwee late du mun a teel a delloo lu ñoo wax return pour won nañu lii ak lii moo nekk si ground bi su boobaa tamit dina mun a waxtaan su naataango yi nekk compétition mooy directeur bi wax ko ne ground bi de waxtu bu nekk dañuy am problème ak match commissioner bi du dee teel a delloo xibaar pour ñu mun a xam ñan leen war a fay ak ñu mun a fay parce que système bi nu mu mel mooy soo fa nekkee niñ la fay soo fa nekkut duñ la mun a fay gannaaw loolu tam njëriñ bu ñu fa am mooy EPS ñëpp xam nañ lu ñoo si e-ticketing bi ñoom lu ñoo charge pour ticket dafa yomba trop comme su fekkoon ñun de bëgg na print ticket su ma print noonu ticket dafa seer ñaare bi mooy ticket boobu su ma ko printé tey léegi ma ne tey print na 20,000 booklet yi ticket fan laa ko denca dencokaay bi sax loolu beneen dépense la pour GFF dafa jënaa xat waaye with EPS dama am tréli li yëpp nga gis week bu nekk mun naa print tréli yëpp ma attache ko si voucher suñu leen fayee gannaaw loolu tamit lu ñoo wax si tubaab audit trail audit trail mooy lan loo def ku ñëw ëllëg mun na koo gis dinañu mun a provital loolu waaw yo mbadi mani ko na la mo larbi balbi konton na balbi tendula sunkaro kono amba falare mbal hakadani la in sunkaro kono la alma be sula nyaato tala kono alma sul be mudala yo ndoku nyo mi mu mariama ta anyini kamin na wolom na nafa bulo ning APS tema kanu mobe ngamra mobe akala mudale ko sain the Gambia Football Federation ning APS be do ko lale ye bulo du ñoo kanal ko do ko ke pour na match football match dal même second division bari yalon ke bulo du ñoo ko ndama ba ke kensenti wo kono APS be milliard kiline di la Gambia Football Federation la sa ñing milliard o ñing abe nafa min sur la Gambia Football Federation million abe nafa mi sur la Gambia Football Federation wolum follow be ngalo ne Gambia Football Federation na budgeto nke min ay maka foko ni son kono nyanta ni ne dépense la anin kana min soto nke min soto ak dasa bakele nyanta ngamin landi budgeto do kon lafta ni la so o milliard kono o million kono o bina mol mako wala bakele katu mene kata nyanta kata wule nga ni nunu sa nyin kono APS nata nyin milino di molla so bayela bo fano talala yo fulanyo ning boda kodo nyimbe nafa mi sotolondo wolo mu ntol GFF ay mu nafa si faale di nanna do ku bulotu to abul ka fo mi kasulo minen wolom ila kodo min ke dun ani min ke funti APS la abo ake makoy bako wolale ka to tumo ne ajibe kodo jole nka safele nga kodo masika nga di mole ta bori mole ta mol jo mole wo e bayla sa wo bori lal te taraje sa nga be bola ke bo APS kata yenta min jo so gayle ko ni jo rek ite walo ne wato wat ila do ku bulo kono ñi wi ko de nga ñine jo nga ñine soto ñine mu balance oti mi ko mawle soto so oben dol na do ko kono oben dol fana sain mbalo nako bam ga ñine soto na mira dal to mba min do ku sifale kala kaje ko nga ñin soto o mbe mba kata ku jama kala kaje ko nga ko do soto pul kana wo temo soron fulanja wolom regular ake wato wat ikaje kanema len akatalla ne kalon ne wato wat ñine nda kala ñine bekaka o ke mol mako ele ka do fananga mol mako min lan do koto nara be granol to ngalon ko na security ibukana du ko la o ganna wato la yalon te jola nimme jo mbalon ko ñibi ki tambilade o min ñibi ki sabol min tambilade security bukana soto o security ke manke ñimma jor majul ko so baji do waso se bayila ko wo hibaro isa jake mako na planning tol nin numéro do ko la bawo office o ñing ay bulu jamal le soto e ka fo mi competition and security science sino nga kacha ka tandila ko ntolla jori wato de ngajele ko nyi wiki sabol mimbe o nyi wiki fulol be security man soto jang o ambulance bu kana jang o match commission nyi bu kana juna isa e ni sa kacha no isa jube itol fanan ibe je kafula no nyaajele pour que je address ani fana ka fo mi real time to akam wolom okay ngajo ngaje ngalom nga receive nga muta ngaje ngalom so ka yele ko nyin ay mol mako bakere be pare sabanya o fanan ak mo ngay ka fo mi audit trail minem audit trail ti bi minu be football bulo kono e sa fono dadale fo nyon saba minem nyon saboti wala mu jeff fon anin club sol mbe pele kan anin fanan minu kata duko la kaje ko nyum majo e ke wala match commissioner ti referee security nadra club o nyin ay normal soto la minu ka noma ala ticket wafo ke sia sawo kono nata nga sika ko nyim percentage o de nyin sia de ngole calculer ngole dilala naman la asina no system kono le nga tube ate majol min be play mo jella jo majo isaje ase lando na fe ntolla do koto anin club sol tema fulo njawol oda stakeholder wala minu ke majol nyin ron natra listo di mollale ko ma comme ça listo di mollale ko karin kare bi le bari anyinata amang mariama ko mato kije mariama ko wasa fon hani de kun majo de tatal de manjo son sina ma comme ça nyinin ka mariama ko ma de kunun asafo okay atele mistake ta kababa buruna saha asenama o natra mistake o to kala kababe nomba nyin safela ika fo mi transition error wala mu mariama ka ko nomba mu 03 leti ate mistake ta ay 30 safe ni ya foko mariama ko ma tani mollo ko amala josuto mita system ko nga jibe mariama ko may nomba jimale di anin joro keta nomba jimalto nata mariama ko may nomba min di joro manke je isa en kamin ken ko do murunde nanne
aka aliya jomi ya ba
ka fo APS le o ko do murun na o APS na ga e franco ko do tale ya murunde nan de ngana mariama ko mala nomba correctly wonyinta ngajo so kayele ko nyin ibayele ko wala nan ko APS ay nafa bale soto ndol beto bare be timol fanan danila ila fan base e mol mako je ya kela fan soul encourage kana si so kono dai may support bare the best support will be na filo to support isaje itiketo asisang be pare itiketo ise tarano le Angleterre ise tarano America fang bawe aposolo ise tiketo sanno idingole la family ikata majube ise tarano farafenye le dimbal bi jang weekendo fanang e majje lumbino weekendo ike tiketo sanno ine tiketo sa be ko ni ne kila la dimbal ni to tala fundato rek e ba tandela le yaskane ya dum so kamala ngamna APSD anata mbele navadado
baraka bage akumo saniata be jela be tentola ga on pa just akuma sikia kama doron because na time o bantale pour registration o doron les pour ka jeto kuma sikia na gorma ke siwa ka
Também foi um nome ko registration ay tare in karoti telefono kada hotel tan ni wo na yele pour team so leta yelo kada tamfula register e to sa system on kono so that is say approve no so so si da min ko pour team so era la cathédrale fa ministre sa faire tous les 14 janvier où Dieu flagrant et tout qui journa so that dorfana sa jibe ko carré de qui la kaitol jibe foi betata de beta fa na makata je ne fa makata je na runda kan na ko ninde amande da masih kata dan nasi kata kinan kan berusaha approve pada kami foto komunitas di orang timsul ialah liston ini aki trifla trisa jandira karena penuh fana wato de dan to fana ngala za jibe ko ha kari asa football ke no wara kari ata football ke la na tara football ke la no a pufale so da sala ka ni da ka kolom e ka documento men di dia kandala purasida ay football ke no wala ka atinna isa bulano fry football ke ni wo ka ID card tabulu meaning at play la no so an fulanga wala ka min ka men ko men fo no wala ko ni tada system woni kono sa fo na sa fo ya ko mo ya faham wala ni ila football play de zero ila fair play ni na sa fo ya wala ala serum registration no o sinol ni na to private play ni na ida kunin dale yana ya kuta yandi yana ya submit to ngari lista na bon na to sinola ba mera sinola je da wala kala no ni ma kunin ada play no so ita ya kunin wala ba tara passive ya passive yana fe active dan yana ya submit ni wo kata asa play no ni wo man kadum kolala de private play and bo team to be dani da yo understand so yo hamoro so ka dan ni ko do be siri to le ja so dol ma minke kan do wona pour dol nin dol na do ko ke bulo ni na do ko ke si saje lafta be lafta min no so ko na tuja be ne ponto wala
abaka bake Baboucarr Diop atele kuntom foti na competition department fannala neje ne etentu bake yela wato ni be bla ala ne you very very busy but yela wato be bla je kana ni programme to football has update pour ka mon kala motandi surtout min yalo ko timo be bulo kono ni player registration o ngara ne be mon dina ne wati do doron pour ka discourse registration o ni abita ka nyame aning competition o fanala Gambia Football Federation la competition wala first and second division ngala ne musol basta tale after salo ila first and second division be andum second and start first division woto akamuta ko competition department nyata kami ke wala ke ka so alto fana min yalo ko amu team ona solti alfana yal take na bota di doron competition o be dialale o ko pagnol be contandale atol min yalo ko fana teamol bablo fana be contandale ñu sabate ke la je nyata football ground to mbe onko Ismaila fana ba jela bake yela wato min tuje ngala ne you are very very busy super busy but wato watingi ko man doron you are always available to give us an update about finances, about partnerships, and everything that you are supposed to do with regards to your department. Major and Betentula. And in Juvenile Bimini, I will put the more Jubecan, come Numako Eric, Dylan Judge for Lubare, Dylan Johnson, what you are, Dylan Montegian Jeff, see what ball and get set and football has update, send Borka, send Harris, Mariama Boja, Susan Production Kurubinak, Mariama Koma, Moko Head, Aka Mohammed Dahaba, King Hamna Muisma Papa, Mui Omar Ture, Axuma Bossy, if no Hamne, then Japasi program, the Boom. ñëw tay fi ci GFF house fi Kanifing suñu plateforme bi di leen jaajëfal lu bare bari di leen jox rek dig daje ba jëmi jamono maanaam next week pour ñëw jox leen beneen programme ci football house update ba beneen jamono jaajëf